Thank you for listening to this audiobook. This is The Mafia Bride, written by Sera Blackmoor and narrated by Google Play auto-narrated voice, Michelle. Audio copyright 2025, published by Sera Blackmoor. Prologue. Marco. 10 years ago. The sun beat down on the windshield of the car that summer morning. If there were several things I hated in life, the heat was one of them. It was irritating, it made me sweat and my head hurt. However, that was a day when I couldn't let something as trivial as the weather bother me. It had been a week since my father had been ambushed by a rival family, and I was quickly forced to take over the family business. Even though I had been prepared for this my entire life, like a prince who had been trained since childhood to take over a kingdom, nothing was like practice. A traumatic event, like the death of a parent, could suddenly take you out of the shadows and make you emperor. Luckily, I had my younger brothers by my side. They might say it was stupid, but I trusted them with my life. Theo and Matteo were with me at that moment when I got out of the car in front of a large mansion in Almada, a city near Lisbon. I slammed the door, hearing the impact of my strength, and adjusted my sunglasses on my nose. Damn the sun that made my head throb. I adjusted my blazer, making sure the gun hidden in my waistband was covered. I shook my head and played with my black hair before following my men into the large mansion. The bright and well-lit hall seemed to overshadow the dirty money that had probably bought the house and the cars in the garage. Like any ruler in my position, I was responsible for politics. It was impossible to maintain a good regime without important alliances, and that was my duty in light of my meeting with Afonso Barbosa, the head of the largest Portuguese mafia. I walked down the hallway, which was very well decorated with paintings that I didn't pay any attention to, and advanced to a huge living room. My men were positioned at the entrance, peacefully, but with their hands close to their weapons, ready to use them if something got out of control. The man sitting in a brown leather chair stood up, holding a glass of whiskey. He had a serious expression, but he smiled when his brown eyes found me in the doorway of the room, his posture proud and firm. I was only 26, but my gun had already fired more bullets than I could count. Marco Bellucci. Alfonso Barbosa. It's a pleasure to see that you were willing to come to my house. We go where business takes us, don't we? I shrugged and gave my best friendly smile. I admit, I wasn't good at it. My mother used to call me grumpy when I was a child. I always had a
sample complete. Ready to continue?